Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. What you learn here could protect your brain, your energy, and your future in ways most people only discover when it's too late. Have you ever felt a strange tingling in your hands or your feet? Have you walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you were there? Or woken up after a full night of sleep, yet still felt exhausted, as if something inside you never truly rested? Most people blame stress, or aging, or simply life. But sometimes, these quiet changes are not normal. They are signals. Silent warnings from your nervous system. Messages from deep within your body that something essential is missing. One of the most overlooked causes is vitamin B12 deficiency. And here's the dangerous truth. This deficiency can slowly damage your nerves, your memory, and your emotional balance, often without obvious symptoms in the beginning. In this video, I'll reveal 4 critical warning signs your body may be lacking B12 and why ignoring them could lead to long-term consequences. Here's something that may surprise you. Nearly 4 out of 10 adults show low or borderline levels of vitamin B12, and many of them have no idea. When people hear B12 deficiency, they immediately think of vegetarians or vegans. It's true that B12 is found primarily in animal products like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy. But here's the part most people don't know. You can eat meat every single day and still be deficient. Because it's not only about what you eat, it's about what you absorb. As we age, stomach acid production naturally decreases. And stomach acid is essential for releasing B12 from food. Conditions like gastritis, intestinal inflammation, or even chronic stress can reduce absorption even further. Certain medications, especially metformin for diabetes and acid-blocking drugs like omeprazole, can significantly interfere with B12 absorption. Even subtle gut imbalances or parasites may reduce your body's ability to process this vitamin properly. So you may be doing everything right and still quietly becoming deficient. And the most dangerous part? Early symptoms are often dismissed. Now let's talk about the first major warning sign your body may already be showing. The first warning sign is often mistaken for simple exhaustion. Persistent fatigue. Not the kind that improves with rest. Not the tiredness after a long day. I'm talking about that deep, heavy exhaustion that lingers even after you've slept well. Vitamin B12 plays a critical role in producing healthy red blood cells. These cells carry oxygen to every tissue in your body, including your brain. When B12 levels drop, red blood cells become larger and less efficient. They struggle to transport oxygen properly. And when your tissues receive less oxygen, your entire system slows down. You may feel weak, unmotivated, foggy, short of breath with minimal effort. Some people describe it as feeling not like themselves. I've seen patients who thought they were just burned out, overwhelmed, even depressed. But after correcting their B12 levels, their energy returned. Their mental clarity improved. Their mood stabilized. It felt like a switch had been turned back on. If you've been living with unexplained fatigue, your body may be asking for something very specific. And fatigue is only the beginning. The second warning sign is more neurological. Tingling in your hands or feet. Numbness. A burning sensation. Or even weakness in your legs that makes you feel unstable. Vitamin B12 is essential for protecting your nerves. Think of it like the insulation around electrical wiring. It helps nerve signals travel quickly and accurately from your brain to the rest of your body. When B12 levels fall too low, that protective layer, called myelin, begins to break down. And when that happens, the signals misfire. You may notice pins and needles sensations that come and go. Cramps that weren't there before. A feeling that your legs don't respond the way they used to. Some people assume it's poor circulation. Others blame aging. But in many cases, it's a nutritional deficiency quietly affecting the nervous system. And here's what makes this sign so serious. If the deficiency continues for too long, nerve damage can become permanent. That's why early recognition matters. Now let's talk about a symptom that many people fear, because it feels deeply personal. The third sign can feel frightening. Memory changes. Have you ever forgotten something that just happened? Struggled to find simple words? Walked into a room and couldn't remember why? It's easy to brush this off as stress, or distraction, or getting older. But vitamin B12 is deeply connected to brain function. Your neurons depend on it to transmit signals efficiently. When levels are low, communication between brain cells becomes slower and less precise. The result? Brain fog, poor concentration, difficulty retaining information, mental fatigue. Some people even begin to worry about early dementia. Research continues to show that low B12 levels are associated with cognitive decline, confusion, and increased risk of neurodegenerative conditions over time. The good news? When detected early, these changes are often reversible. But when ignored for years, the damage may not fully recover. Which brings us to the fourth sign, one that is often misdiagnosed and misunderstood. The fourth sign is one of the most overlooked and one of the most serious. Persistent sadness, emotional numbness, loss of interest in things that once brought joy. Sometimes it looks like depression. Vitamin B12 plays a fundamental role in producing neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, the very chemicals that regulate mood, motivation, and emotional stability. When B12 is low, these pathways don't function properly. You may feel irritable, hopeless, mentally drained. People around you might say, "You're not the same lately." What makes this especially concerning is that many individuals are treated only for depression, therapy, antidepressants, without ever checking their B12 levels. I've seen cases where severe depressive symptoms dramatically improved once B12 deficiency was corrected. Your brain chemistry depends on nutrients, and sometimes what feels psychological has a biological root. Now we need to talk about something controversial: lab reference ranges. Because normal does not always mean optimal. Now we arrive at one of the most misunderstood aspects of vitamin B12. When you check your blood levels, the lab provides a reference range, often something like 200 to 900 picograms per milliliter. If your result falls inside that range, you're told everything is normal. But normal does not always mean optimal. Many neurologists and functional medicine specialists prefer to see levels closer to 700, 800, or even higher, especially in adults over 40. I personally feel most comfortable when levels stay between 700 and 900 for proper nervous system support. I've seen patients with levels around 300 or 400, technically normal, yet experiencing fatigue, brain fog, and mood changes that improved once their B12 was optimized. It's also important to test folate alongside B12. These two vitamins work together to form red blood cells and support neurological function. Correcting one while ignoring the other can limit results. As for dosage, there is no one-size-fits-all answer. Some individuals maintain healthy levels with 100 to 200 micrograms daily. Others, especially those over 50 or with absorption issues, may require 1,000 micrograms or more. Sublingual methylcobalamin is often well absorbed. In certain cases, intramuscular injections are necessary. The key is not guessing. Supplement appropriately. Adjust. Your brain, your energy, your emotional stability, they depend on these small biochemical details. And now I want to ask you something personal. If your memory, your mood, and your vitality could be protected by something as simple as identifying a deficiency, would you choose to ignore it? Or would you take action today? If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. And if you're not subscribed yet, join this channel. We're here to help you understand your body before silent deficiencies turn into irreversible damage. Tell me in the comments, which of these 4 signs surprised you the most? I'll see you in the next video.